Thanks for stopping by the Obviously Authentic channel. My name's Leah, that's spelled L-E-A and not L-E-A-H. So we're going to be talking about season 2 of Hilda. This is episode, looking at my notes, episode 11, the Jorts. So this episode wasn't that much. We did get reintroduced to characters that we've already know about, but the tide mice come back in. And if you don't know what the tide mice are, it was on episode 8 of season 1 when Hilda made the tide mice, and she basically made them for David because he was having trouble with his confidence with singing. And then she also made one for her mom to give her good luck when she was working at her new job. Basically, the thing is like the tide mice give people good luck, but you have to conjure it with something from the person you want them to attach to be their master. So Hilda, I think she took hair from both Joanna, which is her mom, and hair from David, and she made the tide mice. Good things start to happen like very rapidly. The only bad thing about the tide mice is that eventually they start to steal the person's soul who they become masters to. So Hilda didn't properly get rid of them, and we end up finding out that unbeknownst to Hilda and her mom, the tide mice have made like a nest underneath her bed. So she was rushing home to go hang out with Frida and David, and the mice actually get into her book bag. So while she's riding the bus, I think she ends up dropping her bag, and the mice end up escaping from her book bag. And what's it called? A delivery man or like a worker who works the Jorts, and Jorts are like basically Cheetos or like Cheez-Its that you can buy from like a vending machine. There's a guy named Gil, and he's like doing his job, and he sees the mice, and he basically gives them like a piece of the Jorts. They then attach to him and begin to follow him and grant him good luck. So within a day, Gil gets upgraded to CEO of the Jorts company, because like his boss ends up going on vacation. She wants to travel the world. Then the other person is like, I don't want this job no more. So like the good fortune of the tide mice is happening. So like he's just like, oh okay, like this a lot. And as they're at the Jorts company, the mice begin to multiply because like of all the workers that they can attach good luck to and things of that nature. So Hilda, Frida, and David and the librarian witch they go to the library, and they get summoned by the librarian witch. So they take Hilda, David, and Frida to the committee of 3, which are the 3 witches that we saw when we met Tildy. And they basically said because Hilda didn't properly dispose of the tide mice, they're still running amok, and that's the reason why. And they're like, Hilda has to either figure out and get rid of them, figure out where they are and get rid of them, or she'll be thrown into the juvenile void. Side note, and if y'all see me looking down, I'm looking at my notes, I don't understand why these 3 old ladies are so pressed to throw children in a void. It's like, based off of what we saw in that episode where we figured out about the void and things of that nature, couldn't you just, like, you can just throw like the vines in there like Frida did in the void. The thing that is in the void is no longer hungry. So I don't understand why they don't just feed it that, like the plants, unless it's like the void needs to feed off of people or something, and it won't, like once you give it a person, it feeds for like a year, and maybe you got to give it another person every year for it to be chill. But like they are too pressed to like throw. I don't get why they are so ready to throw a child in the void. So as we continue, basically Tildy pops up, the best grandma ever. She pops up and she begins to argue with the committee of 3, and basically like, you're not about to throw no child in the void. What's the point of that? That's dumb. So as they're arguing, Frida, the librarian, David, and Hilda end up sneaking away, and they basically go to her room, and they're looking because they're like, well, it had to be in your room. So they're going back to her room, like trying to retrace their steps to see where they can find him. Then eventually they Hilda's eyes begin to glow. So it's like her eyes begin to glow, and then smoke starts coming out, basically saying that like the mice are starting to like prep for taking someone's soul. So she's like, oh crap. So they're like, yo, we got to figure out like what's the next plan of action. So they basically end up finding out that the mice are at the Jorts factory. And then Hilda notices the delivery man, Gil, and he ends up showing them like the mice and everything. So they end up vacuuming all the mice until they get to the 2 original mice. And basically they take the mice back to the committee of 3 once they got rid of all the offspring, because the mice were multiplying because they had a steady source of all those employees in that one spot, and they had a constant supply of food because they are mice. And if you didn't know, mice can procreate every 21 days. And normally a mice's litter, like a female mice when they give birth, is normally between like 8 and 9. So like they don't have like seasonal periods like other animals do. So as long as they had a constant food source and they could attach to people, they were going to multiply. So they end up bringing back, like I said, the mice to the committee of 3. The committee of 3 properly like disposes of the 2 mice, and they agree not to throw Hilda in the void, but her punishment is that she gets mice whiskers for the rest of the day, and then the story is over. I don't even think she was that pressed about having mice whiskers. Like, it's Hilda. Like, she probably thought that shit was cool. But yeah, it was a cute episode. We're rounding down to the end. We only have 2 more episodes. And then I know the last episode is an hour long. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you come back, comment, subscribe. Let me know what's your thoughts about the actual about Hilda, or even if it's just this episode. Remember to be bravely authentic and have a good day, a good week, a good evening, a good whatever. Just I hope you're having a good day. Deuces.